There is a sketch on Saturday Night Live where a group of people come together and are in conversation around different things. In one, they have taken a recent trip to Disney World and are enjoying and excited about this trip and all that is taking shape. And then there is this one. Her name, Debbie. As soon as they start talking about something and getting excited, you hear her voice coming in and reminding them of all of the vegetation that had to die, or how this has happened to so-and-so, or who is sick. And every time, of course, there's that wonderful sound effect of wah, wah. Debbie Downer. We have become accustomed to that within our culture, that we get excited about things, ready to move ahead, excited about the journey, excited about all that is happening, and all of a sudden there is this voice that sounds with the little wah, wah. And our feet, our hearts, our lives seem to fall a little flatter. Now, we come to this first Sunday in Lent, and it's hard not to come in and appreciate the newness and the music and the new liturgy, and then to open up our scriptures and hear this voice that seemingly sounds like that clarion bell in the background going wah, wah, saying, "People, don't you remember who you are? Don't you hear how sinful and degraded and horrible things are in your life and in the world?" It's easy for us to hear that voice sounding over and over again. However, one thing that I am mindful of is that we need to refocus the sense of Lent as downing, and even that voice that sounds, to one in which we might reinterpret and re-understand as corrective measure, as way of listening deeply and fully in who we are called to be, and most significantly, whose we are called to be. And then to let that downer voice fall away and something new emerge. Now let's begin with the gospel lesson for today and this wonderful text from Matthew in which Jesus has come forth from the waters. He has been baptized by John the Baptizer. The heavens have split. There has been a wind and a dove, or something like a dove, up above his head, and a voice that Jesus hears, lifting him up as a beloved son, a beloved child, now called forth to do incredible things. And immediately, Jesus is led out into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, fasting, living intentionally out on his own, away from all that has been, wondering perhaps what is yet to come. And after this 40 days in which my guess is his stomach is more than growling, and his mind is perhaps more than both perplexed and wonderfully rejuvenated at the same time, that then in that moment, the adversary comes. A voice, a witness, a symbol, one that comes and evokes a sense of questioning, a sense of what is possible. One that challenges and drives deep at greatest longings, greatest desires, greatest hungers. This one comes and pushes and probes, but it starts. It starts not with the bread, but it starts with this clause. If you are the Son of God. If you are the Son of God, then you will do this. How often do we hear that within our own lives? If you are truly a beloved and anointed of God, if you are truly a Christian, then you will do this. However, we have to discern this voice and what this is. For you see, here in this place, it is the adversary that is coming to tempt, to infiltrate, this one who is coming to challenge Jesus in the midst of his own spiritual and life journey. This one is coming to evoke just an anger and a frustration, getting Jesus to act in a certain way. But Jesus takes that question about if you are the Son, and in this case, turning stones into bread, then Jesus reminds him that it is not about some magical or magnificent feat, but rather it is being rooted deeply in connection with the holy. Jesus reaffirms who he is as a child, a beloved, a son of God. Similarly, the question comes a second time, if you are the Son, then you will do this. And the second one has a little bit of danger to it. Being placed at the pinnacle of the temple and being told to throw himself off, the angels might lift him up, that he wouldn't dash his foot against a stone. Jesus isn't quick to jump to this one either. Rather, Jesus says we don't put God to the test. He again affirms a deeper relationship and connection, one of mutual interdependence, inviting people to think about what it means not to challenge God, but rather to live in a faithful relationship. Of course, the adversary then goes for the third and final option, power. He's given up any sense of knocking Jesus out of his personal identity as son or child of God and goes right for the jugular on this one. Jesus, if you would just do this, then I will give you the kingdoms of this world and all of the power that comes with it. Again, Jesus says, no. There is a better option. There is a different way of living.